Happy Hobart! Alrighty guys, I might...
else you want to do interviews
How
with
many is the ideal number?
Do you want big fella? Do you want dad? It's up to you. It's up to you guys.
It'd be nice, the two of you.
Yeah? Okay, let's
Alright,
relocate,
cool.
gang.
We're going to relocate, ladies and gentlemen, just so that we can get ready for some interviews. But if you've just joined us, this is the dock-in for Andrew Comanche, line honours winners in the 2022 edition of the Rolex Sydney Hobart. Elizabeth Newton just climbing on board, one of the lovely other halves. Vic Price jumping on the back there as well. Everyone just jumping on. John Winning Senior having a bit of an outfit change. Piper's still getting passed around. You can see it's quite a massive crew. Fraser was on board as a reporter. Arthur Lane and Benoit still congratulating everybody. It looks like there's another bottle of beer being sprayed. Excellent.
Reposition, please. Everyone reposition and I can get them off the line.
Woo! There's fireworks going off! Selfie mode. Nice to see you. We're just letting everybody relocate as we get ready for. You can see that there's quite a plethora of media, and I might just get this second camera ready as well. And if you can see here, as we head into the pit, this is a little bit of an indication of just how much media is in here. Absolutely incredible. This is the pit. We did jump in there before just to make sure that Sailor Girl also got an exclusive. And if you can just shoot there, we'll make sure that we get this all in for you, ladies and gentlemen, as well. You can see the crew starting to head this way. We might take two different angles on this for you, ladies and gentlemen. If you have just joined us, I'm just walking in front of this poor soul. He's seen my ponytail all evening.
It's a nice ponytail.
Thank you. And I've had a casualty, ladies and gentlemen. I've lost my microphone fluffy. That's okay. There are worse things. So if you have just joined us, we're waiting for a few of the to come and join us so that we can hear from them and just what went down from their own perspective, essentially. I believe it will be John Winning and John Winning Senior. You can see in the background of this amazing shot the overall line honours flag, the bow of Comanche, and a beautiful backdrop with those Rolex Sydney Hobart flags. So we will try to bring you this action as soon as we can. I can see John Winning giving Di Pearson a hug in the background, which is just lovely. And what I might do...
We've got John Winning Junior, the skipper. We've got John Winning Senior, and we'll also have Justin Shatter, the navigator.
What I will do is turn on my second mic for you, ladies and gentlemen, and see if I can get some good audio for you, I will try and get us a little bit closer to.
For a sound check with you all, so maybe say your name and tell me what you just did.
John Herman winning. Start the Sydney Hobart. Sound check. Hopefully that works. Sound check. John winning. John Herman winning.
Is everybody set? Does everyone have nothing on the splitter? Nothing on the splitter.
Nothing on the split. That's good.
Lee.
Behind the scenes.
And I'm yelling, so you can probably test it.
Testing. Can we hear anything? Yeah. We got you now?
We got it? Has everyone got a spot that works for? Big fellas are coming to want him in there?
Yeah, come in, big fella.
Okay, everyone ready? All yours.
John, you're a Sydney Hobart winning skipper. How does it feel? Yeah, it feels pretty unbelievable at the moment. It's still sinking in. You know, it was only less than an hour ago we were sort of still thinking, are we about to have a shutdown? What's going to happen? Yeah, it just didn't feel real till the last minute, and then now it's only just starting to settle in, but it feels amazing.
Take us inside the last couple of hours, I suppose, when it did start to sink in that you were going across the line first and win this race on my honest.
Once it started sinking in, I really just started thinking about who went into making it all possible, and all the guys on board and girls on the support crew and everyone in the whole team, families, just friends that have been with us the whole journey. Heckler, Fremantle Media, all of our sort of media team that are helping us document the whole process and the journey that we've gone on. You know, everyone's done the delivery of the boat, put the whole thing together, all my team at work that have supported me and allowed me the time off to go sailing training and make this all a reality. And yeah, it's just really incredible. I think a lot about 8 and 18 and what emotions must be going through for them. So it's just a pleasure to have them standing with me across the finish line and be able to take those boys with me, and having Dad on board, obviously. Old friends, new friends, sailing legends, family, friends. It's just incredible.
What does it mean to win a Sydney Hobart?
We didn't win, we got line orders, is what Dad would say. So it's all, the handicaps of what we would consider the winner in the race traditionally. But this boat, really it's all about line orders. So for us, we won what we were going for and what we set out to achieve, which was the line orders, and that means a hell of a lot.
Jumped out of planes and done all sorts of stuff. I mean, how does this compare to other things you've done?
Yeah, well, I was on the Perpetual Loyals, one of the skippers in 2016, so I sort of know what to expect in terms of all of this. I wasn't the one doing the interview back then, but I was getting sprayed with champagne, so I have been here once before, so I had a little bit of an idea what to expect, but to do it, in a campaign that I was part of putting together is, really quite exceptional. But it's a shout out to Joe, Ian, Sam Fay. Really, those are the guys that put in the real effort to make it all happen and make the dream a reality. And then I've obviously just said yes to anything that they wanted to do to make the boat go faster and put the best possible, to have the best chance of winning possible. And that's what we did. And I think we proved throughout the season that we were capable of doing amazing things. And, we also got reality checks along the way and worked out where our flaws were and what could go wrong. And then you've got to just thank the shore crew for that, and the support crew and the engineers and everyone in the team, building poles even up until a week ago, building an extra pole for the boat, and sail repairs and, engineering and hydraulic sort of upgrades and repairs and maintenance and rigging repairs and maintenance and upgrades. And there's all new ropes, all new hydraulics, and just, the job list is endless. Every day there'll be a new daily job list, and just exceptional how many people went into making this a reality, and I can't thank them enough from the bottom of my heart.
You got your hands on a pretty good boat. Did it live up to the hype?
Yeah, the boat's awesome. Everything from the design to the feel of it to the records that it holds, the legacy that it will hold. I'm just glad that we can be a part of that, and we didn't shame it, but hopefully we added to its glory.
For the people who can't be on board with you, can you describe what it's like to be on a beast like this thing?
Well, I'm a skiff sailor and a dinghy sailor before that, so it's like a big skiff really. It's sort of, you hold on, but it's actually a little bit more stable than a skiff. It's quite a credit to the engineers and the boat builders and the designers of the boat to make a boat that can be on edge, so much on edge and still hold together and feel so safe while cruising at 30 knots at up to 35 degrees a heel, 40 degrees a heel at times. I think at one point it got really hairy around the bottom here as we're turning into Hobart at Tasman Light. And I've just been steering downwind for a few hours, and I gave it to Pablo, who was fresh and, without doubt, what we believe is the most experienced person for steering this boat when times are tough. So we put him on the helm, and I think at one point, I don't know how windy it was, I wasn't looking at the instruments, but for the first time ever, sitting on the side of the boat, I saw the bulb actually pierce the surface of the water. So it's windy when that's happening.
The start of the race looked pretty hairy in some points. Can you talk us through what that was like?
Yeah, well, I think it's like, hairy is an understatement. When you've got that many boats, and I think the exclusion zones that were set this year seemed very favourable to the spectators and not so favourable to the sailors. In the best possible way. I've been a spectator more than I've been a sailor in this race, and I've had as many close calls as a spectator as I have as a sailor as well. So I think that they did their best to set quite a good boundary, and obviously knew it was going to be a super popular race for people out. The weather was good, so there were plenty of room for a lot of people to spectate. But what that meant for the sailors were we had a narrower track, and what it means for us is that we're the deepest boat in terms of how much we draw on the track, so we had the least amount of room to work with of any of the boats on the track. So we had very narrow passageways that we could get through, and so it just made it very tactically difficult for us. But that's the name of the game, and I think that the team on board did the best we could. We'd set out to obviously do whatever we could to stay clear and clean, and I think we did a good job of that. We knew our routing had us, a few hours ahead. We certainly didn't sail perfectly. I can't remember a race I've ever sailed perfectly. You always make mistakes, but I think we did a good job with what we had, and wherever we could, we were just sort of taking a conservative approach, being safe, and just letting the boat do the work once we were sort of round out of the traffic and in the open water.
For the last day,
my dad asked me if I had got over the bed sores. At one point I got a really good sleep. So, I did get actually the best sleep I'd ever had on the boat. I went down first when we were on port after steering, and sort of just so I was fresh. I got, I think, maybe 2 to 3 hours or something like that, which is pretty amazing on this boat to not have to tack or jibe in 2 to 3 hours or have a sail change. And I came up fresh, and then I got another really good sleep. I think I would call it a good sleep for the boat. It's never a great sleep, but yeah, I was in bed for probably another 3 or 4 hours after that. And yeah, it was great.
You got a protest flag flying. What's the nature of protest?
From the start, we had a flag up, and we took it down before the finish.
Oh, so it's not going to worry about it.
Would you worry about it if you came first?
No,
Exactly.
not. All right. You said it wasn't. No race is perfect. What are some of the things that went wrong for you? Other than the start.
Well, the start, I think, it sort of went to plan, but then we just didn't have, I think it was a tough one for us. It was just so many boats to avoid. I think, I can't think of a boat that I saw out there that was not having some sort of close call. Whenever you've got it up like that with port and starboard boats heading upwind in a narrow passageway, 400 footers that all have to go either in the east or western channel, and if you go in the western channel, it's going to be tight. It's going to be ducks, it's going to be crosses, it's going to be water calls or obstruction calls and movement attack calls and all the rest of it. So I think that after that, it was probably some of the sail changes. We got caught under a cloud at one point when we were ahead. There was a bit of fever on board when that happened, and then we got ourselves out of that. And yeah, it's just making sure that you've always got the boat in the right position, which is always hard when you're in front. It's easier to lead in a race like that because you watch the boat in front go from 25 knots to 5 knots, and you go, okay, well, let's not go where they are. You jibe away, you get an advantage. I don't think there was a lot that the leaders sort of, what we call in saying the rich get richer. There weren't a lot of those moments. We thought at the end, but it seemed to be almost the opposite, that we'd run out of breeze, and then we'd be sort of trying to sail out of a hole and trying to find the breeze, whereas the others couldn't see on the radar, on the AIS, that where we were and what had happened to us, and then make their plan around that.
Any breakages or tears or injuries or?
No, pretty good. We all held together pretty well and pretty tough men. And we were pretty cautious. We put a lot of extra grip on the boat. This boat is a bit influenced. Oh yeah, we did have a starboard rudder cap. You might see on Nathan Dean, he's got a little bit of sticker flex all over his clothes, and at one point he was he had his face as well. At one point he was sort of half underwater, tethered into leeward, with his feet holding the starboard rudder cap because we were taking a lot of water on through that because it was down to leeward, and eventually we got a chance to get on the other jibe, and then we dried it off, sticker flexed it up, and then got it down and taped it on. And yeah, so that was, we took a lot of water at times, but nothing too out of the ordinary. We hit a log at one point, and that was pretty early on in the race, right?
That was, sort of approaching the green code.
It's like,
long, sort of
bang.
10 feet long, it's 100 mils in diameter.
Yeah, it's decent, and then we obviously went and checked for damage with that. And
It's chipped right.
yeah. What? So I mean, they're the types of things that can go wrong in races like this. I mean, it's so eventful. I honestly can't remember all the little tiny details of everything that happened. I almost forgot the log here, rudder cap log. I can't think of anything else. It's just the usual kind of high intensity, highly competitive, close racing stuff where things just don't go perfectly. Even coming up here, I think the second or third last tack, we were on our starboard tack. We hit basically what we call in sailing an auto tack, or basically a very low wind, very big knock, and we decided we needed to turn the boat so as to not get stuck. And the guys, it was a new jib, so they hadn't resheeted the new jib sheet on the new side. So we sat head to wind on a very slow tack while they were sort of running the sheet. So they're the types of imperfections you get, but you take those imperfections versus sitting in a hole for 10 minutes or whatever the other outcome could be from that.
What's it like sailing with your dad?
I don't know, we both like steering the boat, so probably highly competitive. I think he probably criticises me as much as I criticise him when he's on the helm, and I think if I'm sailing as well as him when I'm 70 years old, I'd be pretty happy. And I don't know, it's pretty emotional, obviously. I think these are the types of things that you look back on in your life and say that you're really glad you got those opportunities. He's a big golfer and I hate golf, so it's the only sport we can do together. I think.
Were there tears?
No tears. Maybe he'll get one now. We're not that emotional.
What about you, Johnny? What was it like to win Sydney Hobart 1 honours with your boy?
It was pretty special. It's pretty special to be on board. When he told me that he had the boat, and a few of my mates were asking him to go to Hobart, I thought I'd done the last one in 1977, and I did a couple more in the 90s, and I did another one in 18 when we had the Itchy Barn. And I really didn't want to go, but my mate Chippo said to me, he said, it's too big an opportunity to miss, so I took his advice and got a little bit involved, and I'm certainly glad that I did. And something special, I've sailed against him more than kids, and through 18s and all the rest, I kept doing it, he went on to bigger and better things. Right, that's the first international racing, so that.
I'd imagine a Sydney Hobart in 1977 would be a different experience to 2022 on a boat like Comanche.
They wouldn't be that straight.
I did get line on us. I was lucky enough to sail with Jack Woodland in the Valley too, and it was very much a moment like this, except we finished mid-afternoon, came up with doing it with the spinnaker on. So probably not as fast as it came up on a wind, but yeah, that was a great boat.
Tom, can I just ask you one more thing about how long you have Comanche for? Like how long have you got the charter for?
It's a month, but it's another Hobart. At this stage of the plan, till April 24 is the current agreement.
Okay, so is it too early, or are you thinking about maybe back to back?
Oh yeah, we've got the boat. We'll be coming back for sure.
No, back to back wins. Is it too early to start thinking about back to back wins?
We're not trying to come. Yeah, we've got the boat. I know definitely we're out here to win every race that we do. This boat doesn't deserve to come second. Certainly not when it's in its prime, and it's absolutely still in its prime. You know, I think until the boats start, the foiling boats, which Justin can comment a lot more about them, until they kind of outdate this boat, she should always be going out there trying to win line on us.
Take us through your celebration term and a few runs.
Yeah, the boys' drink of choice seems to be rum and coke. I like to start with a beer. We started with champagne. I've now moved to half a beer, and then I'm not drinking myself. But around these boys, when we win a race, it's generally a headache the next day. But yeah, just happy to be with everyone, and I'd celebrate with a lemon lime bitters or a Coca-Cola or whatever they want. It's just an amazing feeling to be with them and just be able to celebrate it with them in any way possible. But I think tradition is, and my dad's all about some traditions, and I'm certainly not one to break one. And I think the tradition is Customs House. Survived COVID. I was down here for an event last weekend. Actually, we walked past it. I was here with Justin actually for an event at Mona, and walked past, had a look, and said, "Not this week, but we'll go in next week." So here we are. I think Customs House will be the call by the boys, and we look forward to having a view with some of our competitors and friends and everyone else on the other boats and telling some stories.
Well done. Congratulations.
Thank you. And I want to do a big shout out to Justin, who is standing here. He's an amazing navigator. I've sailed with very few, but I've sailed with some great ones, and he's incredible. He didn't do much wrong. You know, from where we are, some of the decisions he had to make are pretty high stress. You know, it's hard to lead a race like that. And he just kept his composure. There's not a person on the boat that, you know, disagreed with, you know, his approach to it, his calmness and the way he's been on. And I think he's a very underrated navigator, and he deserves all the credit he gets. Cheers. Thank you.
Awesome. There you go. There you have it. I think there'll be a few little interviews now, and then they'll head into formal presentation. Just kidding. You can have a photo here.
Here we go, John.
Excellent.
I just want to give you a hug, really. I am live, but you know. Alright, I'm getting in for a hug. Mwah. Mwah. No, well done. Sorry, I just had to give him a hug, ladies and gents.
Thank you.
John, no, you're welcome. Well done. Very cool. I'm so short. Excellent. So they will now move on to their formal presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, you might have me face to camera on one angle, and thank you so much for joining us this evening. We've been live for the finish of Comanche. LawConnect has finished. Blackjack is not far away. We are going to try and work out exactly how we're going to navigate this, because all the Maxis are finishing quite closely together, and it is dark, so obviously you can't see too much out there if we do go live for a finish. So I think what we are going to do is try to stay live for this dock walk essentially and greet all of the Maxis as they do come in. I think if you want to watch the formal presentation, you can watch that on the Rolex Sydney Hobart page. We probably have the formal presentation, and we might actually go and find LawConnect and have a bit of a chat to them. So Herman is going down the other end now. As if we swap back to the other camera, you will see them all lining up now. Nick Brown just getting them organised to go on the stage. We might just get a little bit of Shippy giving them a bit of a hug. But we'll get a little bit of them going on stage. But I can see the Blackjack crew in the background. They're getting ready, and LawConnect are on the dock. So if everybody's okay, and we might just get a show of hands in the comments, and perhaps Andrew can give me a little bit of a heads up from the box as to where we should go next. Whether you guys want to stay for the presentation with Comanche, or whether you want me to go and talk to LawConnect and Blackjack, which is what my preference, because I do want to talk to more sailors. I hope you were able to hear that intense and immense interview with John Winning Senior and Ian Murray. And Ian Murray is over here having a little bit of a chat, but if you can give me a little bit of an indication in the comments, we'll let these guys jump up on the stage, and then we will head off, because we're not going to get through the crowd until these guys go on stage, I don't think. No. Excellent. So the overwhelming vote is for us to go and talk to LawConnect. So we are going to go and do that. So we'll try and say a bit of a congratulations to all of the gentlemen as they come past us to go onto the stage to receive their prizes. So we'll do that, and then we're going to head around and we'll hook in with LawConnect. While we are doing that, I'm going to say a few things about the finish times, and it definitely wasn't record pace in the end with Comanche, but it definitely was a quick run south. I will let you know their finish time. Their finish time was 12:56:48, which is 11 hours, 56 minutes and 48 seconds. And LawConnect finished at 1:20:35 a.m., which is 1 day, 12 hours, 20 minutes and 35 seconds. So as soon as Nick is done, we'll try and just shake Ian Murray's hand and do the same with everybody else, and then we will head around to LawConnect and Blackjack to make sure that we give them lots of love as well. So we just say, well done, big fella. What a legend.
Thank you.
Did you have a good run?
Yeah, we had a great run.
Yeah.
No issues. So it's good fun.
Good fun.
Fun boat.
I'll let you go get your prize and enjoy the big fella. Fantastic. All right, we're just going to say bye, everybody. Good job. Good job, everybody. We're going to go see LawConnect. Good job, good job, good job. Good job, Slads. Good job, mate. Good job, Richie. Look, he's in there. Good job, Sam.
Thank you.
Good job. Hey, Sam. I'm good. Mwah. Good job. All right, we're going to go see LawConnect. All right, here we go. Bye, Comanche. We're going to go interview LawConnect. Enjoy. Andrew Comanche. Sorry. Oh, good. Alrighty, here we go. I'm going to go see LawConnect. Andrew Comanche. I got corrected. As you can see, there's quite a bit of a party. Hi. Hi, how you going?
Well, good morning,
VX1's up there.
It's just gone,
Excellent. We're going to keep heading as they head into their presentation. So here we go, dock walk.
Presentation for line on this for the 77.
Nick Douglas bringing you behind the scenes coverage. And I think I've just dropped my router. Got it. Thanks, Good. All right, we're avoiding the dignitaries apparently. Excellent. Okay, Blackjack is backing in and LawConnect is on the dock, so we might go and say a quick hi to LawConnect to start with, and then fingers crossed this dock isn't going to be locked, and then we'll come back to Blackjack. We might help this lovely lady with her. Oh, thank you so much. I love your shirt. What a beautiful shirt. Are you guys cheering for somebody?
Yeah. Excuse me.
I think you might be cheering for somebody.
Who was on the boat? Who was on LawConnect?
Was your dad on LawConnect? Hang on 1 minute. Did you follow them in the race?
Did we watch the live stream? Yeah.
Yeah. Good job. All right, we're going to go and talk to your dad, I think. Is that okay? Excellent. Love it. Oh. Lovely to have you joining us, ladies and gentlemen. If you have just joined, I'm waddling down the dock. You can see it's 2:13 a.m. Thanks, Maureen. And we'll go and chat to LawConnect quickly and then come back to greet Blackjack. Yeah, maybe we should run. You can run. Good running. I only run if I'm running late. I'm not late. Hopefully she doesn't disconnect from my connection. I'm coming. Look, you made me run. Who let a French sailor girl and an Aussie sailor girl loose on the dock in Hobart at 2:13 in the morning with no booze?
I'm filming it.
Oh, so good. So good. Here we come. We'll have a quick chat to LawConnect. I think they're all coming off the boat, so we'll just catch them. And if you have just joined us, we did the live finish with Andu Comanche, and then we saw Andu Comanche on the dock. Just have a quick chat to LawConnect. We'll go and see Blackjack, then Hamilton Island. Wild Oats is not far behind. Then we might catch a nap, and then we'll be live out on the Derwent bright and early with Stefan racing. So let's see who we can find here. Well, it all looks like we're having an all-in. That's perfect. Excellent. Here's Blackjack coming in.
Oh, we were very happy with second. We probably thought we were going to come fourth in those conditions, so second was like an expectation. And the start was a lot of fun. It looked pretty rough, pretty scrappy, but it was actually a lot of fun to be on the boat during. I wasn't steering, so I would be nervous if I was steering, but to actually just be there and go through it.
Take us back to Sydney Harbor on Boxing Day. It was pretty hairy in the harbour there, and you had to run into Comanche. Spectator craft as well.
Yeah, we had multiple ones. One tank as well. So it was kind of full on. I mean, we were sort of arguably first ahead, so really on when we take the first or second hunt. But I think for it to be all that straight to be first was just great. So, like,
Oh yeah, the race that you raced. Did you put together a race that you're proud of?
yeah, look, I'm very proud of it because you look at the boat's not that good. The crew's awesome. But for us to be like half an hour behind them, ahead of Wild Oats and Blackjack is incredibly good for us. So,
Very good. We'll make some ground at one stage, so coming into that season, doubled up, back in line there, and they won't be able to catch Comanche at all, or are they just going to keep their lead?
Look, it's always in the back of mind. We're trying very hard, and look, it's possible they get sort of parked up at Derwent or something. So we're definitely trying, but we gained a lot of ground on them. We were 20 miles out, and we ended up being about 3 miles out. So it was close.
How many attempts for you there? How many Sydney Hobart for you?
This is my 5th one.
They can get next year.
I'm sure, yeah. I think my son's very keen to do it. He's 16 now, so it'll be at least a few more years I'll be doing it.
Yeah, I guess we've just seen Jonathan Jr. and Sino seen you win at the Sydney Hobart line on us together as father and son.
Yeah, that would be fantastic. So, yeah, I never thought about that, but that's a great achievement. You're right.
Especially when you talk about how your boat's only half an hour behind Comanche, does that give you more hope for the prospects of this boat as much as you missed it already?
Yeah, look, we did a fair bit of work on the boat with the bowsprit and lightening it up, etc. And it has definitely worked. Like, we wouldn't have gone that well without the old sort of bowsprit setup. So it's definitely improved. You do sometimes think, well, maybe we can improve a bit more and maybe have less people on it and do better. But realistically, against Comanche, if it's sailed the same, they're always going to be as what we do this boat. It's just Comanche's better in every way. So, but we were close enough to think, well, maybe. So it's hard to know, but we'll think about that for next year. Get or wait till mistake. Look, boats are difficult, expensive to buy, so we always think about it, but there's nothing obvious out there, and there's not really a boat out there that can beat Comanche in some conditions, and to build a new one is incredibly expensive these days. Like, it's probably $50 million or something. So I think it's a matter of doing the best we can.
Blackjack? Clone Comanche?
Oh no, it still costs you $50 million, and then you'd still only win half the time. It's economics aren't good.
All right, looking back on the race, are there moments that something went wrong, or you made a decision that maybe you could have crept up within more than one, like to close that gap to Comanche over the line?
Not really, because I think we kind of forced we took. There weren't other options. We do often like to take risks. Comanche Comanche goes one way, we go the other. But in this sort of set of weather conditions, there wasn't obvious alternative choices. So we couldn't really have done anything other than what we did. And we were lucky. Well, not lucky. I think the crew did really well. The latter part of the race to really quite well. But I don't think there's anything tactically done different.
What about breakages or things that
No, they did a really good job. So nothing broke at all. So
Christian, you had an incredibly good crew on board. I mean, you've been working so hard together, I know, in the lead up to this. You must be so proud of them to keep the boat in its mode, because I know you just had to sail your own race as well. And who was in your ear telling you, this is what we've got to do and we've got to make this work?
Oh, look, there's Tony Mutter and Chris Nicholson, and they're not in my ear. They actually do what they want. They give me occasional update kind of thing. That's how it works. But those guys, I think, are incredibly good. The crew, I think, is... I don't mean to offend anyone else, but I do think that we've got the best crew on this boat, collectively. Tony is a great leader, and so is Chris. So I think, overall, I couldn't be happier with what they've done, really.
I think a lot of people write this boat off and haven't been able to make it work as well as you, so I think that is testament to the crew on board.
Yeah, it's not me, it's them. I can tell you that much.
I don't think so, because good sailors stick to a good leader, so you should take that one.
Oh, thank you. I mean, I support them, but that's all I do.
You support them very well. Well, congratulations on your second place.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Very welcome. Excellent. Have a lovely night, Christian. Nice to see you, by the way.
Nice
Just going to shake your hand.
Oh.
Nice to see you. Nick Douglas, excellent. We're going to head over to Blackjack and see if we can have a chat to them. Well done, Goffy. You're welcome. Thank you. If you have just joined us, we are on the dock live for the finishes of the Rolex Sydney Hobart 2022, the 77th edition. Comanche has finished and won on line honours. LawConnect was in second position, and we can hear in the distance, if I can just get a little bit of a shot over to the village over Andu Comanche, and you can see the Musto tent. It is absolutely glorious, and over past Blackjack you may be able to hear some cheers happening from the village where the sailors are being awarded their Rolex and all of their prizes, which is just fantastic. And if we have some B-roll lined up, what we might do is go to an interview that I did with Herman winning before the start of the race, and it was a really, really lovely interview, I feel, just because he was really open in talking about what the team has been doing, and given that they've just finished, and we did see Herman on the dock and we had a little bit of a chat, we might run that B-roll and we'll head over to Blackjack and come back with you with some interviews live at Blackjack Yachting. We'll hopefully catch up with Squark and the like. This is Nick Douglas from Adventures of a Sailor Girl, and I have with me Mr. John Winning Herman. He is the owner, skipper of Andu Comanche. I think we're all about ready for Boxing Day, right?
I am ready for Boxing Day.
Ready?
Ready.
Ready. I mean, the forecast looks insane.
Yeah, no, we're looking very happy with the forecast. Downwind, fast race, that's what we want. My dad says you haven't done a Hobart till you've done it in 4 days or more, and I'm happy if I never do a Hobart, if that's the case.
I'm never doing a Hobart like that. Ever, Herman. Ever. No.
Maybe if I had a bunch of really fun guys that I enjoyed being out at sea with, maybe.
Maybe if you built the boat or something like that.
Yeah, it would have to be. I mean, like the Maluka or something. Someone said that Love and War or something used to have. Was it Love and War?
Love and War took
Winston
9 days.
Churchill,
Winston Churchill, 9
Nathan
days.
Dean said Winston Churchill had a bar with like the things that you could like, put your glass up to. The upside down the nip. They give you a shot. He goes, they could just walk up and they're drinking the whole way to Hobart and having roast dinners every night for dinner and yeah, so they're the glory days of comfortable
Hobarts.
Yacht racing, yeah.
Exactly. So, I mean, what's the last Hobart you did? Was that on
2018 on
the Winning Appliances 60? Yeah.
Correct. And we beat this boat to the first mark,
which was amazing.
Yeah.
Nobody ever thought that boat was going to do anything, and you wound it up.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe
Matt Allen should have sold it after that result. He would have got best money for it.
Yeah, probably would have. But now you've got Comanche, Andu Comanche as it's now known, and your team has been sailing more than anybody else. I mean, you're a bunch of skiff sailors and
in a
dinghy
very short
sailors.
period of time.
Yeah.
Rico's got 20 years on us, but
I know, but
for me, it's also a big advertising thing for our new brand, Andu. So I say get the billboard out there. We've got it for a short time, not a long time, and so get as much mileage and coverage and footage out of it as possible.
I have to say it's been really cool for me hearing about all the kids that have had access to the boat when you've been pulling up over at Royal Sydney Yacht Squadron or things like that during the week. I think it's really cool that you're sharing this amazing asset with a whole new generation.
Yeah,
as well.
we don't call them kids though. We call them future customers.
Okay, right.
No, I'm kidding. no, it's been great. It's been great. And,
no,
maybe
awesome.
future team members.
Yeah,
you know?
I think future
some of them
team
are
members.
few years off working in our customer support team. I think.
Yeah.
So, no, they're awesome. Great bunch of kids that have been coming through. No doubt, some amazing future legends of the sport.
Yeah.
And yeah, as a kid, I just remember being able to go and watch big boats, fast boats. You know, at my youngest age, being able to sit in my dad's VS, thinking, wow, this thing's amazing. And then as I got a bit older, sitting in my dad's 18-foot skiff going, wow, this is awesome. And, you know, I never had a chance to sail on a big yacht as a young kid, but if I had, it would have blown my mind. So to have the ability now in life to be able to give that experience to people, I can't get enough of it. Yesterday, our last training session on Thursday, we committed as a crew to do a serious one, not take guests, not take passengers. And I think we had about 6 passengers.
Yeah.
But we did eventually do the last half of the session as just a crew to just sort of make sure we just knew what the boat felt like without having 6 people that didn't know what they were doing on board. But it's great. We've enjoyed the coverage. I think the media and the journalists and TV stations have enjoyed talking about it, and
100%.
Yeah, we've certainly.
I think it's pretty
tried
special.
to make it as exciting for everyone as possible,
I think
without having any collisions or,
Yeah,
or
we don't need any of that.
major injuries or incidents. But otherwise, we'll keep it exciting.
Yeah, you will keep it exciting, and the start's going to be exciting. The run down the coast is going to be exciting. You said it already at the press conference, but it could be anyone's race. But I think that rip down the coast might suit you a little bit, so long as it doesn't lighten off too much once you get to the Derwent.
Yeah, I think if the boat holds together, and I think one race, I think lost a daggerboard or something, and then, I mean, things break on these boats.
100%.
In the last ocean race or whatever we were doing, the engine failed. And that probably was a good one to fail because it was pretty light wind at the time. I don't think they were having much fun sitting there watching the 60-footers sail past them. But things break. We broke on the last race in Hamilton Island. We lost an engine for indefinitely. I mean, we didn't get it back going pretty much till we're back at the dock. But that taught us how to sail the boat manually too. It's not very quick when you're sailing it manually. You have no cannon keel. But
can you believe they used to sail that manually when they first did the Hobart on?
Yeah, at least they had pedestals.
100%.
We were doing it with pedestals. We were hand winching them.
A winch this big with a hand winch. Oh my goodness.
There was literally I think it must have been 20 people on the end of the rope pulling it like a tug of war with 2 people on a hand winch. I mean, pedestals one thing with that, and we figured out we could do it. But we were just like, I guess we needed to get into the passage there to get into Hamilton Island. We had to jibe. The only way we could jibe was to furl the sail. We had no idea at that point if you could manually furl that sail with a hand winch. It took a long time, but it is possible.
But it is possible. Well, that's good to know. But before you head off, Herman, how many Hobarts will this be for you?
4, but the first one I didn't make it, so it was like more like a City to Maroubra or something. No, we made it just a Victoria.
But you've done one with your dad already. This will be another one with your dad. How many has he done?
He's done. I think this will be 8 for him sailing.
Yeah.
And 5 he's done on JBW, which apparently count. But even he's the first to say this will be his 8th one sailing.
Yeah, which is great. No, that's awesome. Well, good luck on Boxing Day and beyond, because it's not just about the start.
Thank you.
Enjoy the race out.
Yeah, hopefully we get another trophy this year, so that'll be good.
How good would that be?
Yeah. Cheers.
Exactly right.
Yeah. Welcome back, adventurers. We are on the dock with Blackjack Yachting, and I've managed to grab my good mate Knocker just to have a quick chat. Knocker, how you feeling after that intense race, mate? I mean, it was just pedal to the metal all the way.
Mate, they don't call it the great race for nothing. They're downwind racing, arrived to a warm Tassie, or unusual, and here we are. It's fabulous. 3rd best, why not?
3rd best, and I think the coolest thing is that you guys on board are all just a bunch of mates having a yacht.
It feels like a seniors tour from our junior, carried on from our junior sailing. So I think we'll be going for Infinite.
Infinite, oh, that's so good. And I mean, it wasn't really playing to your strengths in the end when we saw a little bit more of an angle there. But were you hoping for a little bit of lighter air at the end, or?
Yeah, we're just hoping for a little bit of a range of weather, a little bit of light speculator stuff in the Derwent, like she often gives us.
Yeah.
Or from Storm Bay or wherever. But anyway, congratulations to the boys that won, and well played, everybody. And now we'll all do some team building together at the venue of choice.
That's a good way of putting it. Team building.
Yeah.
You're very good at team building, Knocker.
That's our motivation to get here, and we've won that prize.
I love it. Now, give me a few tips and stats from on board. MVP, most valuable player.
Oh, definitely Peter Harper.
Oh, there you go. The owner.
Providing us with such a beautiful asset to go and rip around the ocean in.
Awesome.
With our good buddies.
And the golden pillow?
And the golden pillow, Will McCarthy. I don't think I saw him on deck once, but he'll get his head in the picture shortly.
Yummiest meal?
Honey soy freeze-dried.
First drink you're going to have in Customs House?
That will be a rum and coke.
A rum and coke.
Actually, it'll be a cup of tea. It'll be rum and milk.
Oh, rum and milk.
Anzac Spirit, we always start with here.
Excellent.
Rum and milk.
I love that. Well, on that note, I'm going to let you go because I think there's a few beers on board, and we might try and grab Squark at the end of this. I'll run to some B-roll here, but I mean, how many Hobarts have you done now, Knocker?
22.
22. You going to keep going?
Oh, yeah. As I said, Infinite.
What else would you do on Boxing Day?
It'll ruin your Christmas if you couldn't get out to sea on your solo with your buddies and a bit of action when you get ashore, you know.
Exactly. I feel like you guys might hold up the bar at Customs House for a few days. What do you reckon?
Well, we arrived a bit early, so we'll settle in and we'll see how we roll.
Sounds like a plan.
We'll try and stick with the rules, like Maxis rules. Time at sea should be spent at the bar. Time on time.
Time on time.
Time on time.
So you need to spend more time at the bar than Andu Comanche.
So you get to see the rest of the fleet, your buddies.
I like this. So you can't just knock off. Got to stay on watch.
You sail 100-footer, you got to do time on time.
You heard it here first. Time on time in the Rolex Sydney Hobart. I off your hands, Knock. I love you lots. And we'll see you soon. And I think Squawk's getting on his knees. This is not a good sign. Thanks, Doc. We'll see if we can grab Squawk in just a second. I'm going to just pan over the back of their head here and just give you some vision from the award ceremony is just wrapping up. I can see Herman winning posing for the Rolex photo with the Line Honours Cup with the GM of Rolex in Australia, Benoit, and owner of the Cruising Yacht Club of Australia, Arthur Lane. Looks like he's got his dad, John Winning Senior, in on the action as well. So just to let you know what else is happening around abouts. And Hamilton Island Wild Oats is not far off from finishing either. So I'm just going to pan around, and looks like Lee Goddard is having a chat to Squark now.
Welcome to that chat. So.
Thank you. Yeah, really good. Yeah.
I'll grab him in just a second. A few spectators here. Just having lots of family too. I love it when you can see the supporter shirts.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Yeah, they're all darling. Yeah, no problems from that. Yes, thank you.
All right, here we go. The man.
Hey, Nick.
Hey, Squark. How you going?
I'm going great. How are you?
I'm good. I'm excited to see you.
Well, it's good to be here. It's hard to believe we're here so soon, but we're here.
I know your eyes look a bit red.
Well, are they? Yeah.
A little bit of salt blasting.
Could be. Can you see in the dark?
Yeah.
Night vision.
Have good eyes. Not very good hearing, but good eyes. How did you go, mate?
Yeah, no problem really. I mean, it was a pretty straightforward race for us. The bigger boats, a bit more riding moment. It had wheels. I think it was good to be as close as we were. I mean, we were bloody close in the end, so we're pretty happy with that.
Yeah, I think that's all you can hope for. And we spoke before the start of this race that, it was 4 of the best boats in the world with the best crews, with an amazing weather forecast, and you just had to hope that it would roll your way. And you condensed up a lot at the finish there, but it wasn't quite enough runway with light breezes.
Yeah, look, the boats are all in different spaces, and so you've got to be in a corner to win in this sport in particular, and we're in a corner, and we just didn't see any of those conditions. But that's not an excuse. I mean, we sailed well, and the other teams sailed well, and to be 12 miles behind Comanche to 30 nautical miles, we're pretty happy with that.
It's a pretty hard thing to explain to people in who aren't in our sport, that you could sail a perfect race and not win.
Well, it is and it isn't. I mean, that's where handicap comes in, and you know, that's why the smaller boats operate in the handicap space. It's just becomes really obvious in our space because we're trying to win line on us. So you either win or you don't.
Yeah, and you guys rate probably best out of all the Maxis in the end.
Well,
if you're looking at IRC.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen on IRC. We'll probably be 50th or 80th or something, but that's pretty usual. I mean, we have nothing here that's about IRC or trying to rate well. It's all about trying to go fast.
Yeah, indeed. And go fast you did, just not as fast as some.
Yeah, and look, that's credit to the guys, you know, Comanche guys that did well, and the LawConnect guys sailed the skin off that thing, so that was really good to see as well. We had a great race with them all the way down. We were within eyesight the whole way.
It was neck and neck. It was absolutely phenomenal. But now I can't wait, Squart, to take you on in the Taser, mate.
Yeah, Taser, that's next. We've got the Taser Nationals in 2 days, so I'll just refresh myself here and then I'll be ready to rumble.
Absolutely fantastic. Well, it's lovely to catch up with you, and maybe we'll have a few beers. Knocker reckons that you have to pay time for time as a Maxi sailor in Customs House. What are your thoughts on this?
Oh yeah, we can do that easy. This team back us in that forum.
Oh, 100%. I reckon you guys would win that race hands down.
Easy. And everyone knows it.
I know, everyone does know it. It's absolutely brilliant. I'm going to let you go and enjoy it, mate. Nice to see you. Excellent. There's Peter Harburg as well, just having a chat to the media. I think we're going to wrap this here, unless Wild Oats is not too far away. Maybe my amazing God, Andrew, up in the box there can tell me how far away Wild Oats is. But what an amazing live show. We've just, we did a separate live show where we were live with Comanche, so feel free to check that out. Andrew Comanche was first on Line Honours, and then a dock walk, including interviews with a bunch of Andrew Comanche sailors, and then we caught up with Christian Beck from LawConnect and Knocker and Squark from Blackjack Yachting, who came third. So fantastic action, and I think we will round out this broadcast now, and we'll bring you even more from Constitution Dock and the Rolex Sydney Hobart in 2022 as soon as we can. We'll be live.